at the Ritz-Carlton here in Chicago. Came up with my dad for the night.
Hey there.
Saw a little family. And then we are going to, well, my dad's going to fly back home. And then I'm headed over to London. But you can see, look at our view out of the Ritz Chicago. Used a $50K night from credit cards. And yeah, come along to the airport. We're in the new American Flagship Suites over to London. And my dad's flying United back home. So come along. Car is returned. Heading over, we're gonna try to do a little sneak around. My dad's out of 2, I'm out of 3, so we'll see how that goes. But gonna hop on the air train over the terminal. So I talk a lot about positioning for award flights. That's exactly what I did here. I was down visiting my parents in Indianapolis. My dad volunteered to drive up with me. I rented a car for about $50 to drive the 3 hours up to Chicago because they had award availability with Alaska Miles for 55,000 points, which it would have been great if it was out of Indiana, because the little trick with Alaska Miles is that if you add on a segment, then you actually can get it for 45,000. But that's why we were driving up, and my dad was gracious enough to ride with me and spend a night in Chicago. Let's pick it up there. Will he turn around? Will he turn around? Will he turn around? No. He's a big boy. He's on his own. All right, let's go over to the lounge. We'll take a look at that, and then we're hopping on this new 787, the new business suite. Okay, we're right between H and K, and you can see you got an option. So let's pop into Flagship Lounge, check it out, and then we're gonna be on this brand new American Airlines Dreamliner. Let's do it to it. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go check out this Flagship Lounge. Okay. All right, we just got our invite. We're off to level 2, and you can see, because level 3 is Admiral, level 2 is Flagship. Now it's the one you want. So let's go. All right, so here is the champagne and white wine. You can see it opens up into this big thing. All the dining section, lots of seating over here. Go look at the food. So we got soups and everything off to the left. Nice little buffet through here.
Real champagne in that too. Second there or the flavor.
And they've got heated dishes. And then that dude's doing soup. And we can see what kind of woozy woozies we're looking at. It's a big cabinet. Beer. See, there's lots of seating areas. Really nice views. You can see they've got a little tequila station over here with vodka. More seating. There's the entrance. As you can see, there's just more and more and more seating. Another place where you can get refreshments here. Quiet area. And then another quiet area. Nice bright lounge. Decent dining, it looks like. So let's go look at the restrooms and see if we can tour a shower. I'm not gonna take one, but we can at least look at it. Maybe I'll pop on my warm-up pants. It'll be easier on the plane, but TBD. Luck is on our side. We are in one of the shower suites. We're number 5. Flip this bad boy around. They're very nice. Very nice and clean looking. And then you can see got 2 different shower heads. And I am going to take this opportunity to put my warm-up pants on that I'm gonna sleep in. So this is perfect because I don't even have to use a shower or get anything dirty, so it'll be an easy cleanup for everyone here. And I'm just gonna pop some more comfortable clothes on because as you can see, this is as fancy as I get these days. but I'm in my khakis. I don't want to sleep in my khakis. I want to sleep in my warm-ups, and they're not going to give us pajamas. Although they say that in the business suites, they're supposed to give you a little bit better level of service, so maybe they do give you pajamas. I don't think they're doing that yet, though, but we are going to see very, very soon. But next stop on the plane. We are right now a little over an hour delayed, and apparently the plane's been on the ground, but they just couldn't taxi it over here for some reason, so we're just kind of waiting. So I've been walking back and forth to the lounge, back over to the gigs. It's like, we're in 8 minutes, and then you get here, and it's like a half hour delayed. So the suspense is building, but I think it's go time, because you can see our plane over there. So I'm excited. I'm actually in 10L, which should be a business suite, one of like the nicer ones. And I don't think anyone's behind me, so I'm hoping to be able to like capture both products so we can do like a nice little comparison. But anyways, it looks like we're about to board. Fingers crossed. Here we go. I scrambled as fast as I could to take a look at the normal Flagship Suite, which is what most people will be sitting in. It's all in brown tones, and as you can see, there's one bag of bedding, and the amenity kit has the red zipper. Now, the storage cabinet up there with the headphones is the same, the seating controls are the same, but what you're gonna mainly notice the difference is the size of the footwell, the size of the storage, and also the additional amenities. Here you can really see the cabin layout with the brown doors, and then moving up to the Flagship Suite Preferred, which are gonna really do a deep dive in. You can see it's offset with the grays. American has intimated that they will charge more for these seats, but right now it's just free to book. Let's dive in. Okay, so the difference between these bulkhead seats and all the rest of them is a big deal. There's a lot more space up here. I'm sitting kind of like in the footwell. There's so much more space. Let's do a quick tour of this seat. I did a quick one on this thumb, because I mean, it's boarding, and I think this cabin's gonna be absolutely packed. I tried to get some quick shots, so hopefully that suffices so you can tell the difference. But this is a big, right now this is free. At some point, American has intimated that they are going to charge to sit in these bulkhead seats. I'm in 10L, by the way, in the mini cabin. So let's take a seat tour. You can see, I mean, look at all that. Look at all that. Oh, it's gonna be a good flight. It's gonna be a good flight. Okay, so you can just see the difference, the amount of space. With my backpack being underneath the footwell. I don't know if they'll let me like actually leave that there, but we'll see. And then you can see down here, place for your shoes. Coming up, some storage. You can easily put glasses, wallets, anything there, which is really nice because it's protected from the aisle near your feet. I really like that. A couple of other things, I don't really know what you'd put in there. You can see a nice big kind of countertop space here. Better amenity kit, plenty of space. Let's stick I might be able to fit a phone in there, maybe a wallet in there, but it's at least something. Looks like you get wireless charging here. Pop that open. Right underneath it, all of your seating controls. And if we turn back around, I just don't know, like if we take these headphones out, this is my travel wallet. So I think that it should fit in here. Travel wallet. Put my phone in there as well. Vanity. Down here we've got universal plugs. And then oddly, I guess there's a USB-C there, but I guess you've got one USB. So hour and a half delay. I was not gonna have any bubbles, but hour and a half delay. Brand new product. Can have some bubbles. So cheers. It's unopened, but it's kind of warm. I don't know if you can see over here. It gives you a little bit more privacy, and you can see more space. So you can put a phone in there. I wouldn't put it down and leave something in there, but you do have more space. So probably would like, when you're in bed mode, I think that would be handy to have that, because maybe you can put an elbow in there, or you can fit in a little bit easier, but it's gonna have to be down for takeoff for sure. And from what I hear, the doors don't work yet. They have not gotten approval for these doors to actually close. So as I said, this is the Flagship Suite Preferred is what this seat is called. All the bulkhead seats in both cabins are Flagship Suite Preferred, and then all the other ones are Flagship Suites. So these are the very best that American has to offer, and I think that this is better than the first class product that they currently have in the 777. So they just told us the doors are working, so we're going to be able to close them, and if you're sleeping, they can't actually get into them and like wake you up or whatever for breakfast, but the doors do close. That's a big thing, because just a couple of weeks ago they were not closing, so it's nice that they got that certification that they can close them. We're getting the full experience. We're getting the full experience, people. So we're still on the ground, but one thing I think was quite a big miss, because if they're going to charge more for this experience, right? Which a lot of airlines are moving to this, to where like the front row has a bigger seat. Think of like Virgin Retreat Suites. The United new business class is going to have something very similar to this. But look at this, the TV is exactly the same size as you would have in any of the other suites. So you're paying extra, but this is the same size. And this isn't really that big compared to my hand. It's nice, obviously. I'm not complaining. But if you're going to start charging, even if you compare it to JetBlue and you sit in that very front mid studio, bigger TV. So it's odd that they wouldn't have done that, I think. But if you're not paying for this, like I'm not paying for this upgrade. I booked with Alaska Miles. And look at the footwell. Absolutely monster. And my pants are too short, so I pulled them up. Sue me. I mean, it's just monster legroom. And to be able to keep a backpack underneath your footwell during takeoff, so the bed should just come like right in. So, all right, we're still boarding. So we got the Flagship Business Minute Ticket. It's basically the same exact minute ticket that I just got on first class flying from London to New York. It's exactly the same. We got the socks, dental kit, earplugs, hand towel, lip balm, hand lotion, facial mist. Pretty standard. This has actually been pretty durable. I flew that about 2 weeks ago. It's been pretty durable. And I think it is feeling kind of dry on board, so I may even do one of my moisturizing masks with my rollerboard. We'll see if I end up doing that or not. We're half off at Walgreens. $2. Get out of here. All right. I mean, this is nice. Is it groundbreaking? No, but I mean, super nice. Super nice. There we go. It's a beautiful night. Look at that. Look nice. How pretty does that look? I don't know if it's because it's in a case, but not charging right now. So we'll see if I can get it to charge. But right now, that wireless charging pad is not working. This is by far the nicest American business. Certainly in the Flagship Suite Preferred. If you're in a normal Flagship Suite, very nice as well, but very, very nice. Okay, so one thing that is different on these Dreamliners is that these don't have blinds, right? So they have the ability to reduce the darkness, but what they're trying to do is these planes fly at a lower altitude with higher moisture in the air, so you don't suffer from jet lag as much. And then they don't completely dim these, so as you're descending, what they're trying to do is allow your melatonin production to actually reduce as you're coming in, so you can adjust the jet lag better, so they don't go completely black. So you can actually adjust it down, but you can see this will change, and it will go from pretty bright to not quite dark, but pretty dark relatively quickly, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, right?
Maybe there's a big one somewhere else, but
all right, we're up. Let's pop on our Bang & Olufsen's here. Watch a little movie. I don't know what we're gonna watch. I'm excited to see what they got. American normally has some pretty good stuff.
If you are not an Advantage member, you can sign up at 8 on this one.
Let's put our slippers on. All right, it's time to get comfy and enjoy this beautiful new American Airlines product. Now, even though I wasn't going to be doing work, I always want to check out to see how fast the Wi-Fi is. $25 for a full flight pass, and you wouldn't be disappointed. It was very fast. I was able to watch YouTube. I could stream TikTok. I could be on Instagram. It was great. If you need to work on the plane, you'd have no problems. up watching a movie. Headphones are a little tempestuous. Real tricky, but they're working. And we're watching Dune 2. I think the food actually looks pretty good. Now, I'm eating shrimp on a plane. I have gotten food poisoning from shrimp on a plane, and I've gotten food poisoning from shrimp from Costco. And I'm still gonna eat shrimp on a plane. What's wrong with me? I don't know, I'm watching Dude too. Okay, we got 5.5 hours left. I'm going to forego dessert, so forgive me. I'll put up a hot fudge sundae that I just had, because that's what I was going to order. I had it on the flight to New York. That's what I would get. But I got 5.5 hours to land, so I'm going to try and sleep for 3 or 4 of those and put this into bed mode. So let's go to bed mode. Not only do the Flagship Suites Preferred come with so much more extra space, but they also come with an upgraded bedding package. And I think that this is where it really differentiates itself. If you're trying to get a good night's sleep, this is the way to go because there's much more space and much more comfortable bedding. As you can see, I mean, look at the amount of space that you have there. And surprise, surprise, I got the Haagen-Dazs hot fudge sundae anyways. So I just couldn't resist. I mean, how do you resist a sundae in the sky? Let's close the door and show you what it's like. See how wide the footwell is. Very nice, I think. That is completely flat. Okay, now we're going all the way back. So let's see. Again, I am like 6 feet-ish, between 170 and 180. Let's say this is a nice amount of shoulder room. I don't know what the normal suite is like, but this is a nice amount of shoulder room. And look at my legs. I mean, look at how wide I can make my legs. That is nice. I would say that this isn't quite as comfortable on the back as American's current first, which is very old, the 777. But it's more comfortable than the Super Diamond that you see on the other Dreamliners, the other 772s. So, anyways, I hope that this is giving you some useful information. This Preferred Suite is the way to go. Good night. It is rare for me to go into such a deep sleep that I wake up while they're like serving food. And this is what happened. I woke up with like 45 minutes. I was exhausted. I was totally rattled. You can see it on my face. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we only have 45 minutes. I got a quick Greek yogurt and jammed some coffee down my throat because, my goodness, I needed to wake up for a long journey into London and then to the north of England to meet up with my wife. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along on this ride. We're going to hop on the Heathrow Express into London. But drop a comment down below. What did you think of this? I slept 3 hours, but what did you think of American Airlines' newest and best business class on the 787 in Business Suite Preferred? As always, we really appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. See you in London. Off the plane over to Heathrow Express. Here we go. You can just buy them online, I believe. But it's just me, used to it being a we. I bought mine when I came down the stairs. There was someone right there. Super easy. Just follow the signs. First off, if you're looking to book this new cabin, you want to find not only the 787, but you want to find where it says 78P. That denotes that this is the brand new plane. You also want to check different carriers. So American Airlines wanted to charge 75,000 points for this versus Alaska, which only was going to charge 55,000 from Chicago to London. But as I mentioned earlier, if you go through Chicago and you add on a connecting airport, sometimes it drops it down to 45,000. That connecting flight wasn't available for me, so I booked it for just the 55,000. Now, if you want to populate American miles, you can do that with Citi, and if you want to populate Alaska, you can do that with Bilt Rewards.